Hello, Teacher Sean friends and fans. Welcome back to yet another educational English video. I am your new dad, and today we are going to take a look at 15 American insults. Now, these are words that are safe for work. There's no swear words that we're going to talk about. There's no super over-the-top offensive words. But these are some really easy words that you could add to your repertoire or listen to that are good for little jabs. A lot of these words are pretty creative and really, really funny. They're not super offensive, but they do a really good point at helping you express how you feel. So let's take a look at some of these words. Alright, before we jump into this video, let me quickly tell you that I am giving away $25 at the end of the month. Now, I believe this video is getting posted in March, but it doesn't count for March. It's getting posted right at the end. This is going to be for April. So if you're watching this in April and you want to win $25 in Amazon or iTunes gift cards, all you need to do is hit the subscribe button and ring the little bell for notifications. Also, I need you to smash that like button on this video and leave a comment in the comment section down below. If you do all three of those things, you will automatically be entered to win $25 in Amazon or iTunes gift cards. Whoever wins, they get to choose. Now, I hope that you win. Now, let's learn some English. So, in the English language, there are many different words that we use to insult people. Today, we're going to take a look at 15 American insulting words that you could use in just about most situations. Now, keep in mind that these words are pretty light when it comes to how hard they hit. These words are not going to get you into any trouble. They're definitely not bad words, but the person you say them to will feel not so great. So keep that in mind when you say things, right? You don't want to intentionally hurt people, and that's not the goal of this, is to get you guys to go out and insult people. But it's better for you to know them, right? And let's take a dive right in.
So he's an idiot.
Yeah.
The first word is the word idiot. Now, idiot's a pretty standard word we use to talk about people who are doing things like an idiot, they're being stupid. Now, a long time ago, idiot was actually a medical term that we used to talk about people who had an IQ of 0 to 25. That is super low. That is not what it means anymore. Now, when we call somebody an idiot, we're saying that they're doing stupid things. Like, if somebody that you know is doing something dumb, you could say, quit acting like an idiot. Or, dude, you're being an idiot. Stop. Alright? Idiot's not a nice one, and it's definitely one of the meaner ones on this list. But idiot is really common. Okay? Whenever you see someone doing something dumb, you can describe it as being idiotic. Idiotic is the adjective to describe an idiot, which is a noun.
Hey, moron! Hey, moron! Duh!
The next word we're going to look at is the word moron. Moron also fits in that category of describing people's IQ. A moron is somebody who has an IQ of 51 to 70. Now, just like idiot, we don't actually use it that way anymore. Those are medical terms of the very far past. But now we use this word to talk about people who do something that's stupid, just like idiot. So this word isn't used to describe people in that light anymore. But the way we still use it is to talk about people who are doing stupid things, and one way for you to use it is by compiling it with other words, and this is such a good compilation word, right? Calling somebody a moron works, but it's much better when you add an adjective before the moron, like, you are a dirty moron. You are a hermaphrodite moron. You are a simpleton reject moron, right? Whoa, that cuts deep. Wow, you get deeper and deeper and deeper, right? You could add extra things on to that word moron to make it bigger and stronger and more powerful and more just hurtful, really. I'm sad. It actually hurt quite a bit. Anyways, moron is a good one to use.
Only a couple of jabronis come out here without skates on. I gotta do this thing in skates, man. You know, work up a routine, really jazz the crowd.
Yeah, can I stop you though?
Yeah.
You keep using this word jabroni, and it's awesome.
Now let's talk about the word jabroni. Jabroni is a really wonderful word to talk about people who are full of themselves. Like those people that are like, yeah, me, I'm the best, right? That's a jabroni. You can call somebody who's always talking about how great they are, but not actually following through with anybody. Those people are jabronis. Like your buddy who's out there going like, oh, I'm the fastest runner, but never runs is a jabroni, right? The people out there who are constantly telling you like, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do, but not actually doing it themselves, those two are jabronis. Right? A jabroni is just really outspoken. They're somebody who just doesn't back up what they say, but at the same time, jabroni is also a really fun way to refer to a whole group of people. Say you like a sports team, well, you could refer to your rivaling sports team's fans as jabronis.
Get a load of this. Jerry's hanging out with Doofus Rick. Oh, this is perfect. I'm not Doofus Rick. I'm Rick J19 Zeta 7.
Now let's look at the word doofus. Doofus is another term that we use for people who act stupidly. Alright? So different from idiot and moron, a doofus is somebody who falls for something they shouldn't fall for. Right? An idiot or a moron is just everything they do is stupid. Right? A doofus is somebody who can easily be tricked into something that they shouldn't be tricked into. Like, if you have a friend who buys stuff that they absolutely do not need because somebody else told them they should, they're a doofus. A complete doofus. A doofus does things they know they shouldn't do because they weren't using their brain to begin with, right? Not all the time is a doofus just an idiot, right? And a doofus just does stupid things sometimes, so they fall for things really easily because sometimes they don't use their brain.
I never thought I'd see the day where Bobby the Mooch is buying me a porterhouse. Yeah. But let's face it, after what you told me, Bobby the Mooch ain't mooching no more.
And here we have the word mooch. What is a mooch, right? It sounds like the word smooch, which is what I do with your mom all the time since I'm your new dad, but that's not what we're talking about right now. The word mooch is somebody who never, ever has their own money, and they're always asking you to give them things, right? Maybe it's not always just about money, maybe it's gum, right? You always have gum, you chew on gum. You have that one friend who, I have gum, right? They always see your gum, they want gum. Or maybe it's like, you go out to lunch and they're like, hey, can you cover me for lunch? Can you give me money for lunch? Hey, can you buy me these shoes? I'll pay you back later. But they never have their own money, okay? That is a mooch. Now, a mooch is someone who they're always around in your group of friends. They always need something and they never have anything for themselves. That is a mooch. Now, I'm not trying to say that everybody who ever needs help is a mooch, right? There's a huge difference from being hard on your luck, needing a hand, strapped for cash, and then constantly asking everybody for money. There's a huge difference. A good friend is someone who will help you no matter what if you need help, right? They're not going to ask for anything in return. They're just going to help you. Then you have bad friends who are people who won't even help themselves and just depend on you to just support them, okay? And the latter, these people are mooches, and being a mooch is not good. Not good at all. So we all have that one friend in our group of friends who's always asking for stuff, always needing something. Those people are mooches, and you can easily just say, dude, stop mooching off me. Go mooch off of somebody else.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, okay? Nobody likes a suck-up!
Coming in at number 6, we have the word suck-up. Now, everybody knows a suck-up or two. A suck-up is somebody who goes out of their way to suck up, to talk to the boss, to say kind things to their leaders, their bosses, the popular people around them, in hopes that those people will like them more than the other people. You've all seen it before. The people who are like, oh, Mr. Jones, you look so good today. Or, oh, I like whatever you like. Right? Those people are suck-ups, and nobody likes a suck-up, right? Suck-ups lack a lot of genuine qualities, right? They can't really think for themselves. They don't have their own ideas. They don't think independently. They just do what other popular people are doing, or whatever their bosses are doing, or what their leaders tell them to do. And they do it because they want to be liked by the people in power. And that's a really bad quality. So the act of doing that in itself is called sucking up. So you could say, hey, stop sucking up, or don't be a suck up, or dude, you're such a suck up, okay? And here we go with the word dingus. Now, dingus is another funny way to talk about people who do stupid things. But the big difference between all the other words and this one is that we use dingus for people that we care about, right? If your friend is doing something dumb, you can call them dingus. If your family member is doing something dumb, you can call them dingus. Dingus is really there only for friends and family. It's less harsh than all of the other words on this list. So if you see someone that you care about doing something dumb or silly, you can call them a dingus. Now, we're not going to spend too much time on this one. Let's go to the next one.
Question that everyone here should ask.
Are you Canadian?
Do you want your kids? Do you want your kids?
Number 8 is the word Canadian. Now, I know what you're wondering. Can Canadian be used as an insult? Well, we do use it in that way, and it's probably not what you think. Because in America, we do really like our northern neighbors. We like the Canadians. Canadians are great. But Canadians are just a little bit different from Americans. So when we use that word, what we're really saying is that whoever's being Canadian is kind of acting a little bit strange. So maybe you see somebody who's doing something a little bit weird, you can say, yo, that dude is acting like a Canadian, okay? Canadian is just a funny way to say that people are doing something weird, they're acting strange, they're being a little bit different from other people, they're Canadian.
Show me!
Yeah.
Show me!
We're gonna be laughing at you when you start crying later on. We'll break you down!
Why don't you show me? Huh? Let it happen. You soft, boy.
We use the word soft to talk about people who are physically or emotionally weak. Okay? So when you have a friend who is too afraid to maybe ask a girl out, or they're too afraid to, ask for a raise that they've been working really hard for, or maybe they're too afraid to do some manual labor in their house, right? There's something broke. They're going to pay money to somebody else to fix something that they can do because they're afraid, well, they're being soft. Another way to use soft would be talking about people who get offended really easily, right? If you and your friends, you're sitting down, you're laughing, you're telling jokes, and then one of your friends gets really angry, like, oh, man, you guys are so mean to me. Well, you can call them soft, right? Soft just means that you're fragile, right? You're easily upset, you're not willing to do physical things, you're weak, you're emotional, right? All of these things are qualities of people who are soft.
You sure you're okay with this? Just ring the f***ing bell, you pansy.
Pansy is a word that means quite almost the same as the word soft. Now, we use pansy to talk about people who are pathetic and wimpy, and generally it's used as an insult for both men and women. Soft is usually only used for men. Pansy can be used for men and women. A pansy won't do things because they're afraid of doing them. So a pansy is somebody who, if anything gets heavy, they want to stop, right? They don't want to do it. They're afraid. Maybe, they've been working really hard for a raise at work and they're too afraid to ask the boss for the promotion or for the raise. Or maybe, somebody's upset with them and they won't argue with them because they're afraid that they might get hurt. The big difference between soft and pansy is that pansy only refers to people who are scared of doing things. Okay? So whenever things get too emotionally heavy, the pansy usually backs out because they're afraid of getting hurt, they're afraid of being sad, or they're afraid of rejection. I know plenty of people who are pansies because they won't ask somebody out on a date because they're afraid of being told no. Or maybe they won't do things they want to do because they're afraid of the rejection. That is a pansy.
Here are your manuals. You ever notice how quickly some people make an impression? I'm a tool. I'm a tool. I'm a tool, an unbelievably annoying tool.
Number 11 is the word tool. Now, a tool is used for guys, pretty much only guys, with overinflated egos. That means their egos are huge. That means that they think that they are number one. Now, a tool will do anything they can for attention. Like, look at me, guys. Hey, look at me. Look at me. I'm number one. Ooh, I'm so cool. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Hey, 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 look at me. Look at me. Those people are tools, and they often do really obnoxious things for attention that gets them in trouble. And they don't see what they do as bad because in their minds, they're so important that nothing that they do could ever be wrong. Okay? Tools are complete idiots in so many different ways. So even when a tool does apologize for something that they did, they usually feel like they did nothing wrong and they use their apology for even more attention. Being a tool is not a good thing.
Hey, Peckerhead, do me a favor. When you got just 10 minutes to spare, reply to this message and let me show you something.
At number 12, we have the word peckerhead. And peckerhead is a great way to refer to somebody who's acting like a jerk. They are not nice, and pecker is another word for your, ew, and we're not going to go there out of fear of demonetization. So what we're just going to talk about is what it means to be a peckerhead. A peckerhead is somebody who's so full of themselves, and they're very rude, they're not nice, they're very demanding, okay? Other people that are peckerheads tend to be really, really rude, and we only use peckerhead for men, okay? Women are not peckerheads. There's a complete different word for that, and I'm not going to say what it is, also out of fear of demonetization, but peckerheads are really bad people. They're not nice. And so oftentimes your boss is a peckerhead, or maybe somebody with authority that's really mean is a peckerhead, okay? Or people who say you have a store and somebody comes into your store and they're like, I want this, I want it now, and you're going to give it to me. That's a peckerhead. All right, peckerheads oftentimes, they can't tell when they did something bad, right? They think that they're right, they're always right, and everybody else is wrong, and if you get in their way, they're going to just run you over. They don't care, all right? Peckerheads are peckerheads, all right? So what you should tell me, who is a peckerhead? Who's a peckerhead that you know? Let me know in the comment section. It'll be our secret. I won't tell anybody. But it better not be me, man. It better not be me!
That's Kevin. He's the neighborhood dork. I have to slap him around every now and then just to remind him who's boss.
A dork is someone who is often silly at times, and also, they don't care what other people think, all right? They can be themselves whenever and wherever they are. So that really doesn't sound so bad, but we use dork as kind of an endearing insult to talk about people that we love and people that we care about. When somebody is fooling around and being kind of silly, we could refer to them as a dork. Kind of like the next word we're going to talk about as nerd, a dork is somebody who's a little bit nerdy on certain topics. Like, if your friends are always talking about that new Marvel movie, like, oh yeah, man, I can't wait to see the new Marvel movie. Oh my god, did you see that Avengers and then Captain America, and Iron Man, and the Hulk? Oh yeah, oh. Well, those are dorks, right? They just want to talk about their dorky things and like, come on, dude, let's move on. Let's talk about something better. Let's talk about something else, right? Dork behavior, baby.
You're a nerd.
Come again?
You are a nerd.
Okay, you better take that back, nerd.
Can't put the truth back in the box.
And like I said before, we would get to this word. Number 14 is the word nerd, which is a total compliment in disguise. Everybody is just a little bit nerdy, and what does it mean to be a nerd? Well, a nerd is someone who knows a lot about one thing in particular. Typically, these include things like science, sports, movies, music. Instead of just liking music, right, they'll know every track by a certain artist, or instead of knowing a bit about sports, they know every fact about every team or a specific team, right? These are people who just really fully wrap themselves up in one idea and they just stick with it and they learn every possible thing they can about it, which actually could cause some social issues, right? If you're really, really, really into the Star Wars movies, right, and all you ever do is talk about Star Wars, well, that really limits the amount of conversations that you can have with people, because not everybody else wants to talk about Star Wars. And a nerd will typically find a way to bring up whatever they're interested in almost every conversation they have. So if you have friends that are like that, you could be like, dude, stop being a nerd, man. Talk to me about this. Or like, bro, I don't want to talk about that. You're acting like such a nerd. Talk to me about this. Okay? So, whereas nerd's not always an insult, I mean, we often do use it just to, as a way to kind of say that somebody's really smart. Like, oh, he's so nerdy, or she's so nerdy, meaning that he or she is super smart. That is another way that we could use it, by saying that somebody's nerdy about this topic.
You butt muncher.
And the very last word for the day is a super silly one, and that is the word butt muncher. Now, it's really funny, and that's why I saved it for last, and it's just a way that we use to talk about people that annoy us, right? So, oh, blah, 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 this person is such a butt muncher. It's so funny, I love it, right? Oh, he's a butt muncher, okay? Now, we can look at the word and figure out what exactly it means, because it's in the word butt muncher, all right? But I'm not, out of fear of demonetization, I'm not going to exactly go into details on this one either. But a butt muncher is just used to talk about people that annoy you. Like, if somebody's bothering you, you could say, dude, stop being such a butt muncher. Okay? And it's pretty simple. It's a fun one. I like that phrase. I think you could use it and you could like it too. It's not bad. It's not a swear word. It's just a silly phrase. Okay, so this is where we're going to stop our list for today. So you have about 15 new insults to use at your disposal. Now, once again, I mean, don't go throwing these around at people trying to hurt their feelings. It's not nice to be insulting and to offend people, but these are just some funny words that you could use at your disposal if need be. And maybe listen for them, because you'll probably start hearing them more and more as time goes on, now that you know them. Alright, now for just a little bit of affirmation, just like in all the videos. Before we leave, I'd like just to take a few moments to tell you how proud of you I am, okay? I think that you are such an amazing person for who you are and the way you are. You're very special, and I'm very proud that you're going to this extent to learn English and to improve your life, and that makes me really happy, alright? And it makes me even happier that you're doing so here on my channel. So thank you so much for your love and your support, and I'm proud of you. Okay, here we are at the end of the video. If you're still around, I just wanted to say thank you so much for being here. It really means a lot to me. If you haven't done it yet and you'd like to win $25, here's your chance. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, and leave a comment down below, and you'll be automatically entered to win the $25. As always, I'll see you next time.